Hey, welcome back to the Academic Society. So I'm actually in my office today because it is currently January 2nd and we start classes on January 7th. So it's about 5 days before school starts and I want to update you and also do some work on my class. So I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I want to update one of the courses that I've taught before, Applied Linear Algebra. So I did a video on how I go about the process of reflecting on the course last time and coming up with a plan for next time. So I'll link that video above, somewhere up here. So today is an update video on how I plan on updating my class. So I recently got an email from someone in my department, and she's also teaching the same class as me this semester, and she's never taught it here before. And she asks things like, do we have full control over the class? Can we use whatever book we want? And yes, you can use whatever book you want. You can teach the class however you want. There's some main topics that should definitely be covered. And so she mentioned that she has this like open source book that she's used in the past. And I was like, oh, that would be great. It also has like web work, which is like a free online homework system, problems that go with it. And I would love for this class to be low cost or no cost to my students. So what I'm going to do today is just research that book that she mentioned. And what I'm going to do is compare the sections that I cover in my current book, which I can show you. I use this book by Lele and McDonald now. So I'm just going to go over the sections that I cover in this book and see if they match up with the book that I'm interested in, and also check out the homework system, because it would be awesome if this class could be low cost or no cost for the students. So that is what I'm working on today. So if you're interested in that, keep watching this video. So I'm Toyin. I'm the founder of the Academic Society. I got my PhD in math, landed my dream job as a lecturer, and I create these videos for grad students and academics to share time management, productivity, and just my life as an academic who runs her own business. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna start getting work done for the day. Okay, first challenge of the day, using GitHub. So let me get some light. Okay, so I have learned how to use GitHub in the past, like before I started grad school for like this research program, and it was just very, very confusing to me, and so I didn't use it. So of course this free textbook that I want to use is on GitHub, so I had to figure out how to use GitHub. So that is my first challenge of the day. All right, so here is the GitHub page. I just want to know, like, where do you find the book? I see like comments or commits, which means like updates, I think. Let me look at the README file. Maybe that will be helpful. I don't know. Oh, perfect. Latest version of the book. All right, so now that I have the book and I see the table of contents of the book, I'm going to go through the current book that I use as well as my syllabus from last semester and just like compare and see, does it have all of the things I need to teach in this class? Does the book stop too early? Does it have all the material? Things like that. And then I'll go into the content to make sure that the specific content is presented the way that I want it to be presented. Okay, so here's the PDF version. So let's see. Yes. Okay, oh good, it's clickable. All right, so these topics look like the ones that I cover. Let's make sure that it ends at least after where I end. All right, so what I noticed is all of the topics seem to be in the book except one, single value decomposition. That's the very end of the course, and it's not in the book that I would like to use, that I'm like thinking about using. But I have notes for that, so I may just rely on my own notes and handouts to teach the students, because I think it's way more worth it for the students to not have to pay for this and just me provide notes for the very last little topic in the class than make them buy a $200 book. So preliminary is looking good. It has the topics I need -1, and now I'm actually going to go into my notes and see what I wrote down versus going into the book and seeing what they have in the actual content of the book in the individual chapters and sections. So that may take me a minute. Also, one thing that is super helpful that I do is that I always teach using a document camera, so you can just like write and it shows up on the screen. I like that over writing on a board because I don't have to keep my back to the students. I can face them the whole time, but also I've written it on paper, which means I can scan all my notes at the end of class and either post it for the students or keep it for myself. And so the nice thing about it is next time I teach a class, I have all of the notes that I did in the class. So I am just looking up on my computer the exact notes that I did in my classes. So that is really helpful. I know mathematicians typically just write on the board, but then your notes are all gone. You don't know exactly what you talked about in class that day, even if you took preliminary notes. So anyway, I'm just going to look up my notes, which are all in my Dropbox, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I got up my syllabus. This is the book. Now I need to look at my notes. So in my files, I have my in-class notes right here. Okay, so luckily I labeled them. So I can reference them in the book. I should have labeled them by topics, but 1.1 is systems of linear equations. And then in the book that I would like to use, it's also 1.1. Perfect. All right, so don't laugh at my handwriting. Okay, so let's see. Let's go here, systems, and compare. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do this for every section just to make sure that what's in the book matches what's in my notes and make notes on what may need to change. All right, so it's about 2:50. I came in a little after 12. I think I'm done for the day. So I went through, I decided to use the book. And so what I decided to do was I created like a list of all of the sections that I cover with the old book that I have notes for, and I wrote the section numbers and the titles, and then I wrote on this side the corresponding section numbers and titles for the new book. So I'll show you up close. I'll insert a clip up close so you can see exactly what this looks like. So now I know exactly how many sections I'm going to be covering. I know which sections have corresponding sections in both books. I'm going to have to put some sections together, take some apart, so that's some maneuvering I'll have to do. But then from here, I can figure out how long each of these sections may take to cover, and then I can start putting things on my calendar, like on the first day of class, how far will I get into this? And so I can start mapping out exactly what I want to do every single week, and then I'll figure out what I want my discussions to be about. All right, so that is all for this video. Let me know what classes you are teaching this semester and if you're updating anything and what updates you may be making. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing and have a wonderful day. Bye.